You're in homeroom taking notes. I'm in taffeta and chains. Got a skull print veil on sideways, trying not to scream your name. Salt wind, one-eyed groom is waiting, breathe like something crawled and died. He thinks I'm his dream come true. I'm just buying us some time. My best friend shops for a wedding dress while your heartbeat bangs in my chest. Every step I take, you feel the floor shake too. If I blow this, you go down with me. Teaching jacket by this empathy, holding up the sky in borrowed shoes. Yeah, I'm a bride, so you make it through. He hums about roasted heroes. I laugh high, adjust my wig. Compliment his fresh cake decor. Try not to look like a pig. Your fear spikes like hot static when he reaches for my hand. I spin it into a clumsy dance like this was always the plan. My best friend shops for a wedding dress while your heartbeat bangs in my chest. Every step I take, you feel the floor shake too. If I blow this, you go down with me. Station tethered by this empathy, holding up the sky in borrowed shoes. Yeah, I'm a bride, so you make it through. I taste your panic on my tongue. See your desk, your broken pen. You blink once, I blink back. Cave and classroom blur again. If I trip, you bleed. If you flinch, I fall. But I'll flirt with the monster to keep you through it all. So when the rocks start shaking and you're charging for the gate, know your blushing best friend is stalling out your fate. My best friend shops for a wedding dress while your heartbeat bangs in my chest. Every step I take, you feel the floor shake too. If I blow this, you go down with me. Stitching taken by this empathy, holding up the sky in borrowed shoes. Yeah, I'm a bride, so you make it through. So you make it through. New school year, same plastic lunch and lockers. Bullies at my neck, coach looking the other way. Tyson at my side in that thrift store, too short jacket, big smile, bigger heart, scares them more than me. I play dodgeball with cannibals, fire in their eyes, teeth like spears, gym floor shaking, walls start to crumble. This is way past middle school fears. If this is just the first bell's warning, what's waiting at the end of the day? I play dodgeball with cannibals, somehow still gotta make the grade. Whistle screams, balls glow like molten metal. Chalk stretch and split, turn into giants in the haze. Net on the ceiling, cage for the kids they corner. Tyson laughs it off to one aim straight for my face. Rubber coming, burning through the air. Tyson dives like he's jumping in Cold War scars, but the fields are cracked and twisted, sky-stained, broken stars. Golden Fleece gone missing, magic leaking from the air. Home is under siege again, and we just got dead. I play dodgeball with cannibals, fire in their eyes, teeth like spears, Jim for shaking. Walls start to crumble, this is way past middle school fears. If this is just the first bell's warning, what's waiting at the end of the day? I play dodgeball with cannibals, I play dodgeball with cannibals, somehow still gotta make the grade. Midnight thunder in my skull, dreams taste like rust and ash. Woke up with the world off balance, like it's leaning toward a crash. Annabeth reading every omen, Tyson grinning through the fear. Monsters in the schoolyard shadows, camps calling in my ear. Streets too quiet, sky too red, something waiting up ahead. We hail the taxi of internal torment, three old voices ask you sure. Burning seats and broken ceiling, metal screeching like a war. We hail the taxi of internal torment, one road ahead and we all go flying. Hold your breath, hold your courage, 'cause the road itself is trying. Door swings wide, the air goes rotten, teeth in every crooked grin. One shed eye, they pass it cackling, like a secret soaked in sin. City melts into a sick horizon, highways twist and split. Annabeth's got the map in her mind, but they steer us straight through it. Paying bones are paying dread, their laughter rattles in my head. We hail the taxi of internal torment, three old voices ask you sure. Burning seats and broken ceiling, metal screeching like a war. We hail the taxi of internal torment, one wrong word and we all go flying. Hold your breath, hold your courage, 'cause the road itself is trying. Left at the graves, right where it dies, coordinates crack between their lives. I call in my head, tell me the place on this ride won't land. They shrink, they claw, world tilts off track, stars there sideways, no way back. Numbers burning into memory, her voice shaking, that's the spot. Camp behind us, storm before us, every just charges through, armor catching embers like angry stars in view. One bolt pins me under, teeth inches from my throat. Then a giant hand grabs metal, lifts the weight like it's a coat. Tyson plays with fire, laughs in the burning light, stands where the flames reach higher, like it's just rain in the night. When the world falls down around us and everyone runs for their lives, Tyson plays with fire and walks out alive. He takes that monster's fury, lets it pour across his skin. Eyes wide, almost happy, like he's where he's meant to be in. Annabeth goes silent, Clarisse just bites her tongue. Cyclops in the crossfire, brother I never knew I'd sung. Tyson plays with fire, laughs in the burning light, smiles as the sparks fly wild, like it's a game in his mind. When the dust clears over camp half blood and the ash still stains the sky, Tyson plays with fire, my brother, still standing. Tyson plays with fire, and we all survive. Smoke on the border of the sand, sharp banners hanging by a strand. This place was home, now it just looks haunted. Scorched armor in the training ring, empty bleachers, splintered swing. Every laugh we left here feels unwanted. Then you crash through, big hands, wild grin, rain on my shoes, storm on my skin. They say we're family, like it's some kind of joke. One eye staring right through me, and something in my chest awoke. Hey! I got a new cabin mate, didn't see that twist coming. Half brother with a crooked smile and a heart that keeps on running. World falling down around this gate, but he stands there unafraid. In the wreckage and the rage and the blame and the hate, I got a new cabin mate. You're a new cabin mate. Council circle, bitter air, they pin the ruin like a crime on the one who cared. Gyro unloading boxes in the back by the trees. Old songs folded in an old suitcase. Who's in the dust? That tired face, he won't look up. I can't find words, just please. At the table sits a stranger, silver platter, plastic smile, talking rules like rescues danger, laughing at us all the while. Hey! Card stack, curses tossed, names carved on a twisted list. Every choice weighed, every cost, and an enemy hiding in the mist. I got a new cabin. should be. Every drop from that old pine feels like it's bleeding out for me. They say stay put, they say sit tight, while the dark keeps pulling closer. But I see sails in every night, a distant glow on troubled water. So I'll take the blame, take the hit, take my brother, we won't quit. Oh, if this is their ideal fate, we'll tear a path, we'll change it. I got a new cabin mate, and a storm that's getting nearer. In his eye I see the waves, and my own reflection clearer. World falling down around this gate, but together we won't break. In the wreckage, in the rage, in the fear and the hate. Yeah, the gods can watch us stand up straight. Me and my new cabin mate. Dust on the track, copper and sweat in the air. Chariot shaking the ground, he pretends he doesn't care. Whistles shriek, reins get tight, faster he grins at the show. But his eyes never leave the hill, like he's waiting for something to blow. Feathers in the distance glint like rusted knives. Annabeth grabs my arm and says, this is where it gets you killed alive. Demon pigeons attack, sky turns black, claws in our shields, beaks in our backs. While we're ducking and swinging and screaming, someone's cutting down the heart of camp. We're stuck in the storm, watching it fall, smoke in my throat, ash on us all. If this is his game, we're breaking the track. Demon pigeons attack, we're taking it back. Metal rain on the sand, birds chewing straight through steel. Tyson swinging that hammer, like the chaos can't touch what he feels. Horses bolt, kids dive low, cabins burn in the sparks. Up on the rise by the pine, shadows move where it's dark. Sap runs like a warning, gold turning gray. Annabeth hisses, he's here and he's getting away. Demon pigeons attack, sky turns black, claws in our shields, beaks in our backs. While we're ducking and swinging and screaming, someone's cutting down the heart of camp. We're stuck in the storm, watching it fall, smoke in my throat, ash on us all. If this is his game, we're breaking the track. Demon pigeons attack, we're taking it back. He calls it order when he laughs at our fear. Bans every road out, chains us right here. But roots rot fast when the guardrail breaks. We'll rewrite the rules for everybody's sake. Annabeth's map spread out in the dust. Tyson's eyes shining, full of trust. The hill is bleeding, the branches shake. Golden fleece, I say, on this place breaks. Waves in my ears, salt in my veins. by threads, camp holding breath. At the edge, three of us standing, facing the blue. Golden fleece, I whisper, we're coming for you. Gray sister screaming numbers, spitting sparks in a busted cap. Jot them down on a coffee receipt. Grease stains, shaking hands. Maps spread out on a motel bed. Lines and circles hard in my throat. If the road ends where they promised, then we're not lost, we're close. From a stranger, when the way ahead is dark. Every omen, every angle, every flicker, every spark. If the fates are dealing secrets, I'll take whatever they let go. I accept gifts from a stranger if it means we get to go. Ocean breathing through the silver on the foam, sand still warm from the daytime. Everyone asleep but me alone. Flip-flops dangling from 2 fingers. I walk the tide line tracing fears. Then he's there like a heat wave shimmer, messenger with ancient years. He says my name like he's known it since before I learned to swim. Talks of borders turning brittle, talks of camp depending on a whim. I accept gifts from a stranger with the night pressed to my skin. He says save the ones who raised you, and my son you once called friend. If the gods speak through their children, then I guess I'm part of this show. I accept gifts from a stranger, though I'm not sure I should go. He hands me storms in a silver thermos, whispers, twist, and it'll change the sky. Tiny bottle of blazing colors, take one when you're too tired to try. Luke's name hangs like salt in the air, hope and anger tangled tight. Bring him back from where he's fallen, or at least don't lose the light. So I take gifts from a stranger, from a god who looks like a man. Pocket tempest, bottle courage, more than trust, less than a plan. If the world bends at these crossroads, if those numbers lead us home, I'll take gifts from every stranger, just to prove we're not alone. Gray sister's coordinates burning on a crumpled motel note. Waves erase my fading footprints, but I walk back anyway, with hope.
guilt on my tongue. Irma's just grinning like trouble's begun.
Boarding past secrets, stolen in light. We walk like tourists, he walks like night.
Tyson is humming, counting the stars. Annabeth's map is her list of scars. On the Princess Andromeda, every hallway hides a war. Silver carpets, monster laughter, every smile's a sharpened sword.
We're just three kids on a powder keg, chasing one friend, one thread of hope.
On the Princess Andromeda, where the tide can't help us float.
Gold-plated demons, polished and prim, waiters with fangs under perfect skin.
Doors marked with symbols I try not to read. Annabeth whispers, don't let them see. Tyson keeps close, hand on my sleeve. Says, brother, I've got you if you've got me. On the Princess Andromeda, every hallway hides a war. Silver carpets, monster laughter, every smile's a sharpened sword.
We're just three kids on a powder keg, chasing one friend, one thread of hope.
On the Princess Andromeda, where the tide can't help us float. Then I hear his voice, like an old wrong song.
Look at the railing, saying I took too long. Friends information, daggers that gleam.
He calls us traitors to his broken dream.
Annabeth shaking, heart in her eyes. Tyson steps forward, ready to
On the
ride.
Princess Andromeda, every hallway hides a war. Silver carpets, monster laughter, every smile's a sharpened sword.
We're just three kids on a powder keg, circle clothes and nowhere to go.
On the Princess Andromeda, where the calm is just for show. On the Princess Andromeda, with our backs against the rail. If this ship is built on monsters' bones, we'll still fight to tip the scale. Gold letters on the whole name, shining like a thread. Carpets too soft for heroes, air so still I almost sweat. Annabeth keeps counting exits, hand on knife, eyes on the floor. Tyson smiles at every doorway, says this place feels like a store. Welcome to the Princess Andromeda, where every smile hides a blade. My worst family reunion, built on every choice you made. You say the gods are just ghosts to you, and I should have known it then. On the Princess Andromeda, we stop being friends. Jackson, like this is some private game. Annabeth stops breathing when you laugh. You still whisper her old name. Welcome to the Princess Andromeda, where every promise comes unglued. My worst family reunion with the traitor that we grew. You say the world belongs to us if we just break it first. I'm the Princess Andromeda. You practice every curse. You point it home like a target.
That tree, that was me.
You spit the liar's name like a weapon.
Call it fate, call it destiny.
You talk about an old God waking piece by piece inside a box. You call it freedom, call it future. I just hear ticking clocks. Annabeth's shaking, still she answers, Luke, this isn't who you are. Tyson steps in front of my shadow like he thinks I'm made of stars. You offer me your broken kingdom, say we could tear it all in two. But every word you sell me sounds exactly like you. Welcome to the Princess Andromeda, where you stand on borrowed time. My worst family reunion, signed in poison blood and bringing. You say the gods will fall in line when your new age begins. I'm the Princess Andromeda. You're proud of all your sins. Alarm lights bleeding down the hallway, monsters waiting in the dark. We back toward the lifeboat slowly while you smile like you own the sparks. You think you've already won this war. You think I'll break like you. We're on the Princess Andromeda. I learned what heroes do.
Deck lights buzzing, metal groan, shadowed crates that curse ship moans. Annabeth whisper, we can't stay. Tyson clutches that broken sway. Little glass bottle, god of thieves, take the wind, take what you need. Cork pops loose and the world just screams, ripped from the jaws of a poison dream. We fly, we fall, we burn, we rise. Salt in our lungs and fear in our eyes. Ship in the dark, dead flags in the mist. Clarisse at the wheel like you owe me for this. Cannons in ruins and chains on their wrists. Dead men don't sleep, dead men don't miss. We slam the water, taste of rust. Chesapeake storms us with grit and dust. Clinging to driftwood, half a prayer. Is this it, just hanging in the air? Then that whistle, low and mean. Iron beast cutting through the green. Battle rags, gray and stained. Eyes like bullets, faces drained. Clarisse laughing, bet you're surprised. Ghost crew rowing with hollow eyes. Steamship hissing like it's half alive. Even the great wants into this fight. We fly, we fall, we burn,
my throat, her hand on the rope, Annabeth glaring, don't you dare gloat. Tyson grinning, soaked to the bone. I like her boat, like it's home.
Are we running, or are we led? By gods, by grudges, by the walking dead. If this is how heroes cross the sea, guess the fates have a sixth sense of comedy. We fight, we fall, we burn, we rise. Salt in our lungs and fear in our eyes. Steam in the dark, dead flags in the mist. Clarisse at the wheel, light jumping me next. Cannons in ruins and chains on their wrists. Dead men don't sleep, dead men don't miss. Dead men don't sleep, and we don't miss.
Rust on the rail, dead eyes in uniform. My crew rattles chains, answers every order I form. Breathe tastes like gunpowder, heart tastes like rust. I was born to follow orders, even when they grind me to dust. You think I don't feel it? Every name on this deck, every storm that I swallow, just to earn someone's respect. Ironclad glory, painted over bones, marching in monsters like it's all we've ever known. Duty on my shoulders, fear under my skin. If the sea wants a sacrifice, then it's taking me with them. There you are, seaweed brain, dripping on my sacred steel. Annabeth with her dagger, that cyclops watching every wheel. You're gonna get us killed, you say it like a curse. I've already counted coffins, I've seen every ending worse. You don't know the prophecies carved into my pride. I'd rather burn with my orders than turn this ship aside. Ironclad glory, painted over bones, marching up in the bone stems like it's all we've ever known. Duty on my shoulders, fear under my skin. If the sea wants a sacrifice, then it's taking me with them. Still in the rigging, claw scraping at the sky. Charybdis in the throat below, ready to swallow us alive. Undead hands at their stations, they don't flinch, they don't like it's all we've ever known. Duty on my shoulders, fear under my skin. If the sea wants a sacrifice, then it's taking me with them. Steel screams like shatters, ship blooming into flame. You fall into the water, I vanish in the blaze. Between the teeth of the sea, we learn what endings cost. You swim on with the living, I stay here with the lost.
Salt on my tongue, wreckage in the foam. We crawl up the sand like strangers, like home. Marble and orchids, perfume in the air. She smiles like a savior, gold comb in her hair. You say it's safe, I wanna believe. I'm dripping with doubt and blood on my sleeve. Rest for a while, she's threading the lie. I'm loyal to everyone, but I still don't trust myself to try. Shipwrecked at sea, seas where comfort feels like chains. She calls it healing, but she's carving out our names. You see a throne, I see a cage. We're painted pretty hard to rage. Shipwrecked at sea, seas are we heroes, are we strangers? Silk on your shoulders, they're braiding your hair. You watch your reflection like you've always been there. You say I could lead this better than the rest. Pride is a ladder built into your chest. I'm small on the counter, a pair of dark eyes, whiskers and panic screaming in my mind. You scoop me up laughing, but your fingers shake. You wanted a kingdom, now you're staring at what it takes. Shipwrecked at sea, seas where comfort feels like chains. She calls it healing, but she's carving out our names. You see a throne, I see a cage. We're painted pretty hard to rage. Shipwrecked at sea, seas are we heroes, are we strays? Distant like sirens underneath. Voices on the rocks say drop your shield, come close. They swear they can fix every crack, every ghost. I tie myself tighter to the mast of who I am. You run through the fire with a broken, burning plan. Somewhere out past the fog, a fleece hangs on a line. Clarisse counts the heartbeats, Grover's stalling time. We're caught in a mirror, they're caught in a cave. Different islands, same question, what are you willing to say? Shipwrecked at sea, seas where comfort feels like chains. She calls it healing, but she's carving out our lanes. You see a fork, see a choice. We crack the glass, we find our voice. Shipwrecked at sea, seas we walk out anyway. Salt on our tongues, ash in our hair. We leave the robes folded, we breathe the cold air. I'll doubt you late, but we keep the vow. We're scared, we're scarred, we're sailing out now. Oh.
Fog on the waves, salt in my lungs. I see the bridge, I hear my mom. Golden Gate, burning in the dawn. But everybody's laughing, holding untouched on the lawn. Picnic on the hill, Dad's got a smile. No monsters in the shadows, not a single trial. The plates don't shake, the roof don't fall. For one bright second, I could have it all. Home is right there. If I just keep swimming, let the song strip me bare. Every scar, every sin. If I give up this fight, maybe I finally belong. San Francisco in the sunlight, but the waves say I'm wrong. Yeah, the waves say I'm wrong. Voices in the tide, threading through my chest. They promise me a childhood, they promise me rest. Mom at the table, blueprints on her knee. She says, you did it, Annie. You fixed everything. I kicked toward the shore, eyes stinging from the spray. Someone shouts my name far behind, far away. He doesn't understand what it costs to be brave. If I touch that sand, I won't have to be saved. Home is right there. If I just keep swimming, let the song strip me bare. Every scar, every sin. If I give up this fight, maybe I finally belong. San Francisco in the sunlight, but the waves say I'm wrong. Yeah, the waves say I'm wrong. Hands on my wrist, drag me down, drag me back. Percy. Water in my lungs, black on black on black. The island starts to flicker, cracking at the seams. All that perfect paper life melting out of reach. I see what they're singing, every broken secret truth. I would build a world of lies just to rewrite my youth. But he won't let go, won't let me disappear. Hey, he is shouting through the storm, and I hear. Home is not there, and that pain shaking on the deck, heartbeat like a drum. Salt on my face, don't know what I've done. I whisper I was so close to everything I've missed. He says you're still here, and I cling to this.
Shadows, guarding gold on a throne. We creep through the ferns, salt on our skin, every bleed like thunder, daring us in. These are the sheep of doom, circle like jaws around the tomb. One wrong move, we're swallowed whole. But I'm not leaving you alone under the wall, under the storm. We steal the fleece, we get them home.
Groveling rags, hooves scraped raw, Clarisse on her knees, spitting blood, spitting awe, monsters cooking victory, bragging to the dark. We trade glances in the shadows, count each heartbeat.
Spark! These are the sheep of doom, circle like jaws around the tomb. One wrong move, we're swallowed whole. But I'm not leaving you alone under the wool, under the stone. We steal the fleece, we get them home. I breathe in the stink as I crawl under fleece. Hold on! He thinks I'm his pet while I sharpen my teeth. Stay strong! She fades to a shimmer, blade pressed to his pride. Come find me, she tempts and he lumbers outside. Hey! These are the sheep of doom, circle like jaws around the tomb. One wrong move, we're swallowed whole. But I'm not leaving you alone. Gates swung wide, we break the stone. We grab our own, we get them home. As I rock, roll in my throat, her hand in mine, a silent oath. Monsters screaming behind us. Far we carry the fleece, we carry our scars. lion's teeth, black rock's grin, salt in my lungs, fear on my skin. Rusted wrecks like bones in sand, Tyson steps shake the land. Grover's stalling, dressed in lies, Clarisse cursing, fire in her eyes. Annabeth whispers, don't look straight, one wrong step, we're on his plate. Nobody gets the fleece, that's what they say. Islands like these don't let kids sail away. We're bleeding, we're breaking, we're down on our knees, but we burn for a scrap of peace. If this is the price of the ones that we need, then carve it in stone. Nobody gets the fleece but me. Dinner bells in a giant's lair, fake gold hanging like a dare. Polyphemus laughs, thick and slow, little heroes think, I don't know. Annabeth darting, shadow thin, I see the trap, too late we're in. Grover's hooves shaking chains, Clarisse raging against the grave. Nobody gets the fleece, that's what they say. Islands like these don't let kids sail away. We're bleeding, we're breaking, we're down on our knees, but we burn for a scrap of peace. If this is the price of the ones that we need, then carve it in stone. Nobody gets the fleece but me. Rock starts falling, world turns red. Annabeth still, stone in dread. Body in my arms, breath like glass. I'm begging every god, just turn it back. Then his voice, silken knives. Luke walks in, smiling wide. Says my name like it's a crime. Steals the fleece, steals our time. He lifts her up like she's already gone. Golden glow where it don't belong. Says thanks for the favor, you did it well. Leaves us hanging on the edge of hell. Nobody gets the fleece, that's what they say. But thieves wear faces we knew yesterday. He's walking, he's winning, he's cutting us clean. While the gods stay unseen. Tyson roars, rising out of the smoke. Monster in chains, but the promise is broke. If this is the way that our story must freeze, then right in the blood, nobody gets the fleece. Tyson sting, ash and flame, while our fame is falling, cursing my name. Ship on the horizon, girl in his arms, everything lost to a golden charm. Smoke on the shore, ship in the teeth of the tide. Salt in my lungs, fear burning hot in my side. He roars my name, stone shaking loose from the cave. One wrong step, and we all go down to the grave. Annabeth signals, Grover's hands won't stop shaking. Clarisse's grip fleece like a flag. Oh, all hanging. I go down with the ship if I have to. I'll stand here if it all caves in. You can keep your fear. I've got my crew. I won't trade their lives for a win. Call me nobody. Scream and swing. You can break these bones. Not what I believe. You think you'll kill nobody, but you never really touch me. Salt in my mouth, sand in my shoes, sky like a furnace, Florida blue, hippocampy foam, sliding back to the deep, promised in their eyes, don't you dare fall asleep. One more day, that's all we've got. Talia's tree and every kid on that hilltop. Annabeth shaking, seaweed in her hair. Tyson just laughs like this is fair. We get a surprise on Miami Beach. Sunburn doom just out of reach. Clock in my chest going tick, 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 tick. Hold my world on a sinking ship. Waves wash out what we can't keep. But this time, it's our friends we save. If it means we bleed on Miami Beach. Bronze in the sand, Fleece like a fallen sun. Clarisse with a jaw set, already thinks she's won. A warship waiting, engines humming low. She says this is my quest, I say we both know. You take the fleece, you take the sky, you take that hill before gods decide. Annabeth's voice, barely more than air, we'll hold the line, just get it there. We get a surprise on Miami Beach. Trade our pride for a long shot reach. Hand off hope like a burning torch. Watch her rise from this broken shore. Waves crash hard, but the plan runs deep. If one of us makes it, the rest can fight. Let the fleece fly home from Miami Beach. Shells crack under heavy boots, shadows stretching like peeled up roots. Familiar smile, blade at his side. Luke in the sunlight, nowhere to hide. Miss me, cousin, venom on his tongue. Talks about destiny like it's already done. Annabeth flinches, old scars awake. Tyson steps forward, lets the ground shake. Hey, we get a surprise on Miami Beach. Old betrayals walking out of the sea. Golden fleece growing small in the sky. As we stand eye to eye with the reason why. Waves pull back, then crash and sweep. Whatever comes next year, we hold this line while our last hope flies from Miami Beach.
crash through the waves.
Dust in my teeth, who's on the track, hearts beat. You say, drive, seaweed brain. I grip the reins, try to look brave. Cabins behind us, spikes in the wheels, they rush. Watch the left, you shout, someone wants us taken out. But we got a shield that can take the hit. Bronze and fire, Tyson's gift. Every blow just rings like a battle hymn. We lean in, we don't give in. Let them try their tricks, let the arrows rain. We ride right through the smoke and flame. In the roar, in the clash, in the dust and clang. The chariot race ends with a bang.
You map the turns, eyes on the traps that burn. Serpents of rope swinging high. You yank me down as they slice the sky. A wheel comes loose, I taste panic, taste the lose. But the shield flares bright, sparks fly, bones twist back on time.
Cause we got a shield that can take the hit. Bronze and fire, Tyson's gift. Every blow just rings like a battle hymn. We lean in, we don't give in. Let them try their tricks, let the arrows rain. We ride right through the smoke and flame. In the roar, in the dust and clang. The chariot race ends with a bang. We cross that line, camp explodes, it's like a tide. They're chanting my name, but that isn't right. It's not just mine, I climb on the rail. Spot him hiding back by the trail. Grease on his hands, eyes down low, like he's scared that anyone will know. I raise your shield, hey, this is his work, this is Tyson's win. His heart, his hands, his courage in the spin. Silence, then a wave of tears that crash like waves. You tug my arm in the noise and heat, pull me down from my shaky feet.
Your hand on my face, grease and sweat and camp, half blood dust.
You whisper, idiot, you could have died. But there's this tiny smile you can't hide. Then quick and soft, a kiss on my cheek. I'm lost for a beat, the world blurs. Just chariot sky and you and your words. Yeah, we got a shield that can take the hit. Bronze and fire, Tyson's gift. Every blow just rang like a battle hymn. We lean in, we didn't give in. Let them travel their shade, let the rumors spread. We say his name out loud instead. In the roar, in the dust and clang. The chariot race ends with a bang. Cloud like thunder, sun like gold. Your hand in watch the needles turn from brown to green, sap running faster than a heartbeat, bark breathing deeper, sky getting clean. We thought it ended at the tree. Chiron whispering ancient words, Fleece catching every broken egg, gold on the branches, glow on the bark, campfire faces wide awake. The Fleece works its magic too well, from roots to resin, it rings like a bell. We came here praying just to save this hill, but the earth starts shaking, time stands still. The Fleece works its magic too well, and it answers more than we dared to tell. One wish granted turns the whole world strange, as the tree unravels and the future changes. Needles fall, not dying but shed. Light spills out of every crack. Trunk splits open like a held breath. No one dares to move or step back. Then boots in the needles, shadow and sparks, storm in her eyes, hair streaked with night. She blinks at the world she left behind, thunder in a borrowed light. The Fleece works its magic too well, from roots to resin, it rings like a bell. We came here praying just to save this hill, but the earth starts shaking, time stands still. The Fleece works its magic too well, and it answers more than we dared to tell. One wish granted turns the whole world strange, as the tree unravels and the future changes. Chiron's gaze goes far past the hills, so still, past the cabins, past the boundary line. He sees a hand in every ripple, a cold laugh behind the vine. Child of the storm, pulled back from the bark, right on cue in the prophet's rhyme. Cronos moving pieces in the dark, setting clocks on borrowed time. The Fleece works its magic too well, from roots to resin, it rings like a